Okay, I think we can start. Um, First of all, welcome everyone to our info webinar about the ongoing pilot call that we have related to the bicycle parking solutions, different sensor solutions. My name is Matias Oikari. I'm from Virium Helsinki, from Mobility Lab Helsinki project. And we're going to start today by a presentation regarding our few slides regarding our project first, then about the actual open call and the tender process. And then after I have finished with my presentation, we have Eva Lonenius here from Kaupunkiliikenne Oy, and she will tell a bit about their perspective uh, regarding our open call, and then we have time for questions after the two presentations. Um, but yes, let's start regarding Mobility Lab Helsinki, what we do in the project. We are facilitating the mobility side of Helsinki testbed activities. So what it means when Helsinki is a testbed, basically utilizing cities' resources. We're talking about the urban environment for as a testbed for real solutions in real urban environment. Um, so basically, from the economic development point of view, that means supporting the companies, research development, and innovation activities and growth here in Helsinki by enabling real life testing in real urban environment. From our perspective, basically in principle, that means obviously collaboration with the companies, um, concrete piloting activities. We facilitate concrete piloting and communication regarding those pilots. And we do have a focus on that data and digital twins in our project, but we also are definitely looking into the different type of mobility service solutions as well. Um, the project Mobility Lab Helsinki can be basically divided to three different objectives. Now, the facilitating the testbed activities, enabling and supporting testing and developing in here in Helsinki is one of them. We are also trying to build an ecosystem around the mobility service providers, as well as developing the mobility digital twin of Helsinki. Okay, that was quick presentation about our project, and I think that we can now move to the open call and the process of the open call, innovative bicycle parking and data solutions. Um, a uh, quick or let's quickly go through the agile piloting program that we use quite a lot in Forum Virium Helsinki. Um, it starts with the focus that we have basically done together this time with Kaupunkiliikenne Oy, going through their needs and wishes regarding bicycle parking solutions and data solutions. And after we have done this part, we usually open an open call. So that's what is currently open regarding this particular challenge or two challenges we have this time. After the tender has been open, on the time that period that the tender has been open, we select number of pilots, and then starts the actual piloting part, which means that the solutions are going to be piloted in real urban environment. And after the pilots are finished, usually 3 to 4 months in our case, there is usually we look into the possibility of scaling up, and this is the idea this time as well. Um, Shortly about the nature of the agile pilots that we do. So the basically the agile pilots are a way for us to develop a new and even more functional city as a whole, and do this by heart with residents, business, and experts alike. Um, yes, the aim of this work is basically interactively learn about different technologies, different services, uh, and kind of like test uh, new ways of making the city a better place for obviously residents, but for companies and other entities as well. So the open call that is now open. It opened a few weeks ago. It's open until 6th of May. 4 p.m. is the deadline on 6th of May. Finish time for the tenders. Um, it's valid to all companies with a European business ID. And the submission as a tender of a tender as a consortium or a team, let's say, is allowed, and it's possible both to do the tender with in Finnish language or English language. About the budget, the total budget of the procurement is 40,000 euros, and that 40,000 euros is divided into two challenges, or the challenge number one and challenge number two. The challenge number one, which is about the censoring of the existing parking, bicycle parking areas, the maximum is 10,000 euros, and for challenge two, which is about the new solutions for bicycle parking, it's up to 30,000 euros. And the number of pilots, or maximum number of pilots that we're gonna select is up to 6, divided in a way that in challenge one we're gonna pick 1 to 4 pilots, and then in challenge two it's 1 or 2 pilots for challenge two. So the deadline, as I already mentioned, is 6th of May. The evaluation after the 6th of May is done by 17th of May. And quite quickly after the decision, we want to start the pilot projects. They are carried between June and October. And there's the link that you can go to and get the link to actual the sheet that the tenders will be sent to us. That all of the necessary information about the open call is in our website, mobilitylab.hel.fi. So quickly about the challenges that we have. So the open call is divided into 2 challenges, as you might already know. Challenge 1 focuses on collection of data on existing bicycle parking areas. And the goal for us in this challenge is to find new ways, new solutions to test or how to collect data about the bicycles parked in already existing biking facilities. We hope that they enable real-time monitoring of these parking areas, and there is already some sort of a management system that the data can be handled. And let's say that the broader goal or the idea is to learn about the cyclist needs of the cyclists, and then better meet the customer needs in the future. Then about the challenge two, smart and secure bicycle parking. This is about new parking solutions. So we want to seek new innovative solutions on how to park bicycles in the urban environment. Eva is gonna discuss a bit more about this, so I'm gonna quickly go through. Um, but the bigger picture, the goal is to support and promote cycling and intermodal travel change here in Helsinki, basically to make people bicycle more. Okay, then the evaluation criteria. Um, the winners will be selected to in accordance with these evaluation criteria. Um, the criteria are divided into two. So 30% is the price, 70% is the quality evaluation, um, and the quality criteria is divided into three, which all accounts for 30%. So novelty and innovativeness, feasibility, impact, and effectiveness. And each of these evaluation criterion is scored on scale from 0 to 10 points. And maximum is then 100 points. What do these mean in practice? So novelty and innovativeness is specific kind of like novelty value and innovative qualities of the service or the product. And the evaluation of this is based on personal competence and general and special know-how of the members of the evaluation panel, which is consisting of both Kaupunkiliikenne Oy and us, Forum Virium Helsinki. And regarding the innovativeness, we hope that these new solutions that are being introduced are actually innovative and new. That doesn't mean that they don't have to exist yet, or you have to start building a new product, but it would be something new here in Helsinki and innovative in a way that we can actually learn and see new types of solutions products here in Helsinki. And then we want to know, what do you want to learn from the pilot? So what kind of things that you are looking into to maybe develop as part of the pilot in your company or your product? That is something that we always want to hear and appreciate, and obviously that's a valuable thing for all of the parties. Then feasibility, maximum 30 points on total. Basically, it means that in the tender we wish that there's a clear description of the measures, timetables, resources, and that we are sure that the pilot is capable of being conducted, and previous references, competence, resources, etc. And if there's some sort of other partnership arrangements, teams or subcontractors, we want to hear about them as well. And then especially regarding the challenge 2, so new bicycle parking solutions, please describe the design of the solutions. So some sort of drawings, pictures, stuff like this, so we can evaluate about the design aspect as well. Then number 3, impact and effectiveness. That's 30 points in total. Scalability is really valuable thing in this, especially in this open call, so that in the future these solutions can possibly be scaled up. That's important. And data collection, data production and collection, how to combine and utilize data, on the bicycle parking is very important as well. And then price is maximum of 10 points. So shortly about the schedule. So as we know, the call opened on 8th of April and will be closed in 6th of May. All the questions that we hear today or has already been sent to us will be published in our Mobility Labs website with answers. So we're going to do that as soon as possible after this info webinar. So visit our site to see those all of the questions and answers. As already mentioned, the evaluation will be carried out by 17th of May, and the separate contract is then after the evaluation and selecting the winner will be done between Virium Helsinki Oy and the select service provider. And hopefully this is done by the end of June, so we can actually kick off the pilot as soon as possible after the selection process. About the, let's say, benefits of the pilot program, we are obviously gonna pay about the service by purchase the solution as a service. We have good contacts and stakeholders towards the city of Helsinki, as well as obviously in this case Kaupunkiliikenne Oy. So you get a direct contact towards the city. We are going to support and facilitate together with Kaupunkiliikenne doing the pilot. So especially regarding the sites, electricities, maybe the needed permits, things like that, we will support in that. So service providers don't need to do this alone. If there's any need of technical support, that's also part of the benefits, and then obviously references and visibility. We do communicate about our pilots quite a lot, so the visibility is definitely something or it's beneficial definitely. So we can showcase the pilots to other cities and parties as well. Regarding this, we usually have, and this time is no different. We have final, let's say it's called, maybe final event is not the right word, but still an event where these solutions that we're going to be picked and has been piloted will be showcased. So that's a good arena for promoting the services as well. And shortly, what is expected for the companies taking part. So this is all can be found in the tender, invitation to tender, but the data sets and data which is produced in the pilot will be or need to be utilized by the city and Kaupunkiliikenne. And we usually do want to make this data open for other developers as well. So take this into consideration. The results of the pilots are public, so we're going to do together with the selected service providers a summary, a report about the pilot, and these reports will be then public for all parties interested. And we do have a couple of online surveys which will be done during the pilot process. These are very short ones, not that much of a work needed, but just that we can follow and learn during the process as well. So there's going to be one questionnaire maybe in the middle of the pilot, and then one survey after the pilot has been finished. Here's my contact information. Please do call or send an email if you have any questions related to the pilot process. But then maybe as or regarding the actual, let's say, hopes and wishes and needs of these parking and data collecting solutions, we could now move to Eva's presentation. Eva will tell a bit more about, let's say, the actual needs from the Helsinki's point of view. Okay. Let's then change the presentation here. Let's try to make it as like that. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Matthias. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Eva Ludenius, and I work as a service specialist at Kaupunkiliikenne, or Metropolitan Area Transport. As Matthias already described, okay, now hopefully it works. Yeah. So we're here today for the open call for innovative bicycle parking solutions, and I will tell a bit more about our perspective or hopes for this pilot. Yeah. So firstly, I will tell a bit about Metropolitan Area Transport and the bike services we provide in Helsinki today. We are a non-profit limited company owned by the cities of Helsinki and Vantaa. And as you can see here, we provide metro services, rail, and operate high-speed rail services. We also develop and own public transport infrastructure and operate ferry services and provide different bike parking or bike services in Helsinki. And we are the upcoming years, we are focusing on developing sustainable services and infrastructure. The bike services we provide today in Helsinki is the popular city bike service and also bike center service and bike and ride services at the Helsinki metro and train stations. And that's the theme we're discussing more about today, how to develop that one. As I mentioned earlier, bicycle parking service is available at every train and metro station today. It's free for the customers to leave their bike there, and usually no time limit for parking the bike. We are also the managing and developing the car park and ride service at the stations. Last few years, we have made significant investments to develop the basic bike and ride service at the stations. We have upgraded the old racks to new ones that meet the standards nowadays. We have also developed the visibility and safety with better lighting and shelter for weather protection. So you could say that we have basically tried to develop or get the basic standard for bike parking at all the metro stations. Customer experience is of great importance when we're developing and maintaining our bike services. All in all, we have pretty good customer satisfaction about our services today. according to a cycling barometer that the Helsinki city conducts every second year, people in Helsinki uh, think that they're pretty happy about the bike and ride service, but to the question what would get them to bike more, it's usually they're asking for better or bike parking that against vandalism and theft. That's the biggest issue, maybe, or almost in every category. A few words about promotional cycling in Helsinki. We all know that it's good for the environment and for the city if more people would use public transport or bike more. Um, and Helsinki has actually a bicycle action plan from year 2020, and there the high level objective is that Helsinki would be a year-round biking city for people of all ages, and that the modal share of biking would be up to 20% in year 2030. Um, the Bicycle Action Plan contains 34 measures for promoting cycling, and one of the sub goals is that the bicycle parking spaces and services meets the demand and that they would be of high quality. And the city aims to implement at least 900 new public bicycle parking spaces in the city every year. Then what's our expectations for this open call? As I mentioned before, the cycling barometer or the survey says that people would or want bike parking is places and areas that are better protected from vandalism and theft. So that's, of course, one of the main objectives here, to find new solutions or innovations to meet the customer demand. People also we know that the e-bikes and more expensive bikes are getting more popular every day. So, of course, the customer experience is also growing where people want to leave their bikes at. And as I said before, our main goal is, of course, to get people more on bikes and move more sustainably. We are also looking into how to get more data or new solutions to gather data about our bike parking services, especially to make data-driven decisions on where to invest and how people use our services. So that's also a big objective from our point of view. And as Matthias also said in his presentation, the lessons learned is a big part of this kind of a pilot to test new solutions, get feedback from the customer, to see how they are used in a real life transport hub or elsewhere. So that's also a big objective for us to learn about new innovations through this process that could be in the future then used at our transit hubs as well. Yeah, that's maybe shortly our objectives and expectations for this pilot. Thank you.
Thank you, Eva. Now it's time for questions. So if you have any, you can open your mic. I know we have a list of questions in the chat as well. Let's go through those as well. But maybe first, if anyone has a direct question now, either to me or Eva, so feel free to open your mic and ask. Go ahead, Harry.
Hey, Harry from Bikekeep. I have a question regarding challenge one, and it's a bit more, I guess. The solution is kind of described more as a way to monitor the usage and whatnot of the and the demand of the said bicycle facility. But is this supposed to be done either with some AI cameras or door access control is already enough? Or what's kind of the level of data you guys are expecting from the first challenge, if I may ask?
Yeah, I think Eva might answer about the exact like needs for information, what type of information is needed. But I can comment first that the um, we don't put any kind of let's say expectations or limits, whether it's a camera system, whether it's different type of sensor system, or how the data is collected. We wish to have like multiple different types of options, different types of solutions how to do this, so there is no, let's say, framework for how to collect the data from our side. But maybe Eva can tell a bit of what type of information or is needed from the kaupunkiliikenne side.
Yeah, good question. As Matthias said, we don't at this point. We are open-minded to see different kind of solutions and what you are developing at the moment. But from our point of view, the minimum is of course the occupancy rate. How much are the services used, or for how long are the bikes parked there? And for example, today or nowadays, we collect the occupancy rate every second year manually. So of course, that we would like maybe not real time at first, but more up to date information and more detailed information that how our services are used, both for development and also for maintaining the our facilities. It's good to have more information.
Okay. And as a follow-up question, the existing facilities, I saw on the pictures that some of them are more kind of like open areas, and some are more kind of like, I guess, bike rooms or gated areas. For this specific challenge and the specific locations, is it the gated areas that we're supposed to monitor, or what's the idea on that front?
Yeah, so ideally, we would like to get all from both kind of surroundings to test if it works. Because in Finland, we have four or two or how many different seasons. So it was snowing yesterday here, but we would like to see how the different solutions works in different surroundings, because we have mainly outdoor, but we are also developing, and we have already a few like indoor facilities, and we are going to be opening a big like premium bike parking garage in the city center this summer. So we have different like parking areas or service concepts. So it we'd like to see how they work in different surroundings. But yeah, of course, we'll see what we get and what kind of solution we can test in this pilot. But it's good if it can like cover different kind of solutions.
Okay, so we are basically open to propose on how we see the solution, and then we can, if collaboratively, possibly find a possible location to pilot that solution. Pretty much, that's, I guess, is the.
Yes, that's basically how it is. And then there was a couple of locations already mentioned in the tender. So those have been, let's say already checked out by kaupunkiliikenne, that they would be interesting locations. I think, Tarri, you already sent via email a question about is there possibility to have pictures of those places, and I think that it's possible. So we will collect the pictures and add them to the Mobility Lab Helsinki open call website.
Thank you so much for that.
Yes, thank you. Julian?
Yeah, I also have a question about challenge one, and it goes kind of in a similar direction. You showed on one of the slides initially that you're interested in finding out more about the user needs. But in the rest of the presentation, it sounded more like you want to monitor the status quo, which doesn't necessarily give that much info about the user needs because quantitative data is quite limited in that. So we were wondering if a less like technical data focused solution would be possible. So say something like interviews, workshops, questionnaires, cultural probes, things like that, or if you're solely interested in technical solutions that monitor the status quo, saying like inflow, outflow, how many people use the bike station at the moment.
Yes, good question. Thank you. I think that Eva, you can add if there's something that I missed, but I think that the technical or quantitative is the one that we are looking at now. Now, if there is, let's say, in your solution, there's a possibility to do some sort of a surveys for the users, for example, about the actually like how do they see the service, etc. That's let's say a bonus. We will do some sort of a survey interviews with the users during the pilot. It's something that we Forum Virium Helsinki can definitely be part of. So it's not let's say a requirement in this open call, but if you know already that you do have some sort of a tools to make it some sort of interviews or surveys towards the actual cyclists, then definitely please do describe it in your tender. But as already mentioned, I think the technical part is the one that we are now focusing more. Do you have any additional comments? Okay.
Thanks.
Harry, go ahead.
Yep, Harry here. Is it possible to submit multiple mutually exclusive solutions or offers by one service provider to each of these challenges, and then you would be picking the best of those?
Yes, one service provider can send different multiple tenders, and we have decided that we won't pick two solutions from the same the service provider. So that's the limitation. But definitely, yes, it's possible to send multiple tenders with. Let's say you want to, for example, send a tender to both challenges. That's more than okay.
Okay, and possible to send like still to continue like multiple tenders to even one challenge.
Yes, that's possible. Yes.
Okay, that's clear. Thanks.
Any additional questions? We can move to the ones found in the chat if there is no one who wants to ask more now. Okay, go ahead, Harry.
I guess it's kind of in the chat as well, but also to get a little bit clarity on the budget and whatnot. And that one thing is the valuation criteria, which is I think it's 30%, and it also mentions that it's 10%
Yes.
in other challenge.
So
But
it's
how is it kind of like, because you have kind of like indicated over there, it's 1 to 2 pilots and 1 to 4 pilots. So is this like we have to submit, let's say on the second challenge, like, oh, let's submit 15K, or then we know that at least one of the challenges, or if 2 challenges get picked, then at least we're in the budget or whatnot.
Yes, good question. Yes, to the first one, it's 70-30. So there was a typo at the end of the presentation. So 70-30 is the division. And regarding the second question, yes, there is kind of like if there is like let's say some solutions that covers quite a lot, and it's, for example, 30,000 euros in the challenge 2, then it's possible for us to pick only one pilot. If it's the best one, because the price is 30%, but the qualitative quantitative things are the 70% of the evaluation criteria. So it's possible that we will pick for the challenge 2, for example, only one pilot. But then if there's multiple good ones, we do have the option to pick 2 of them. At the challenge 2, we thought that these parking solutions are a bit more expensive to conduct than the sensor solutions. So that's why there is a bit different total budget for each challenge.
And another follow-up question that I wanted to ask is that in the tender documentation, it was written that after the tender has been, let's say, successful, then there's a possibility to, extend the partnership with Kaupo. So my question is that what's the criteria on the successfulness to continue the collaboration?
Good question. Yes, that's a very good thing that you brought that up. So Kaupunkiliikenne Oy is a partner in this open call. It's this open call, or this pilot, let's say, round is facilitated and conducted by Mobility Lab Helsinki project. And we do, for example, these surveys that we have, and obviously we will be there to help you throughout the pilot process. The goal is to learn about the service or the product in real urban environment. And there's an interest from Kaupunkiliikenne Oy's side that if the solutions that are piloted, if they prove to be very successful, very let's say the customers like them, and the solution covers the needs that Kaupunkiliikenne Oy has, there's a possibility to extend the pilot together with Kaupunkiliikenne Oy, and that's something that this purely or there will be purely discussions with the service provider and Kaupunkiliikenne Oy. So Mobility Lab Helsinki is facilitating this pilot round, but then the future or the possible extension of the pilot is then negotiable with Kaupunkiliikenne and the service provider. But regarding the evaluation, I think it's something that is done through the surveys and the reporting of the pilots that we have in this Mobility Lab Helsinki facilitated round. Is that correct, Eva?
Okay, and just if I can, one other follow-up question. During the presentation, you mentioned promoting and promotion from Mobility Lab side. Is this, as I understand correctly, it comes after the pilots have conducted. But my question is that since it's kind of the open goal is kind of like for the service, then what we have noticed over the years is that when you are introducing a new and innovative service to the market, then good promo kind of like goes a long ways when it comes to introducing something new to the market. So I was wondering, is this something that the service provider as us need to kind of like somehow take care of, or is this something that collaboratively between the 3 parties or 4 parties is gonna be introduced to the market, or what's kind of the status on that front?
Yes, good question. We do communicate about the pilots throughout the pilot. So there's gonna be, or usually how we do it, it's not just communicating after the pilots is finished and the final event is there, but also before that. So when we are starting the process, we usually do communicate it about it in our channels, and then if there's, let's say, a clear milestones that we achieve, for example, during the process, is possible to communicate about the pilot during the pilot as well. But it's a collaboration, so we are happy to communicate collaboratively, and of course the service providers can share information about the pilot in their own channels, and I think Kaupunkiliikenne Oy will communicate about the pilot as well. But yes, collaboration is the word. Harri, go ahead. Yeah, Harri, you're muted.
Yes, sorry about that. Yeah, is there some kind of guidance of how the funding or budget is going to be used during the pilot? What I mean is that how it's going to be split to cover the course of the pilot at the beginning and then during and after.
Yes, so usually in our pilots, we split it into two. So after the mid survey is sent to us, we have paid the first part of it, and then when the pilot is finished or nearing the finish, then is the second round. So that's how we've done it usually in our pilots.
Okay, thanks.
We had some questions in the chat. Should we now take a look at them?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Jussi Knuttila from Forum Virium Helsinki. I will be reading some of the questions from the chat. So first question, what kind of data there is available about the locations, and also passenger volumes of each spot would be very interesting. Can be real-time or historical data.
Yeah, good question. We can probably put links on the Forum Virium pilot page, but there are data about station or the user amounts per station, and also and I think that's more frequent than the information we have about the usage of our bike parking. But we can of course provide more information that's gathered now to the web page, I would say.
Yes, let's do that.
And then I have one question about challenge 2. So in the invitation to tender, it is written, any electrical and telecommunications connections required by the solution and any permit applications will be handled by Pääkaupunkiseudun Kaupunkiliikenne Oy. Does this mean that Kaupunkiliikenne Oy will also pay for the relevant costs, for example, electrical connections?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, we depending on the pilot, we will of course help with getting permits and see what kind of possible electricity is needed and how it will be covered. So yeah, we will help with that part.
Yeah, and that's it for the written questions. Everything has already been answered.
Okay.
Yep.
Then feel free. Is there some questions we can take now? We have 9 minutes left. Go ahead, Mikko.
Yeah, I have still one question about these locations. So you mentioned these two locations in the tender call. So, but if we have a solution that can be scaled up already in pilot phase, so will that give any extra points?
I think it's for you. No. Naturally, let's say that if there's a possibility to scale up and let's say that there's the couple of locations per challenge that we have pointed out. Now these places are something that are interesting from the Kaupunkiliikenne's point of view. That's why they are kind of like marked as potential places for the pilots. And I think that if it's possible to scale up from those two places and let's say cover, I don't know, 4 places instead, yes, that is going to be something that is being taken into the consideration in the evaluation criteria. There is the scalability is one of the things that we are evaluating. So from that perspective, I would say yes, it's definitely a benefit if more than 2 locations can be covered. Any more questions? If not, as mentioned previously today, we will collect or list the questions that we did answer today, and there's going to be a Q&A section in the pilot open call page at the Mobility Lab Helsinki's webpage. Also, it was the webinar today was recorded, so we're going to post that to the website as well, so you can visit the webinar session again. And if you have any additional questions that for some reason didn't cross your mind today, please do send it to me. My contact information is found on the Mobility Lab website, as well as Kaupunkiliikenteen Oy's contact information. So if your questions consider the tender process or the practicalities regarding the facilitation of the pilot, those questions can be pointed out to me, Matthias from Forum Virium Helsinki, and the let's say more technical questions or questions about the pilot sites or the let's say needs or wishes regarding the solutions that we are looking for, those type of questions can be then pointed out to Kaupunkiliikenne. But if there's no more questions, I think we can start wrapping up the webinar. I would like to thank all of you for participating, and hopefully we get tenders from multiple service providers. But other than that, thank you all, and have a nice rest of the week.